morning. It's always a pleasure seeing you, Mr. Prestwood. I'm going to go ahead and let you provide your testimony. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, Chairman McDuffie. It's great to see you as well. Also, good morning to the members of the Committee on Business and Economic Development. Let me just say who I am first. I'm Troy Donte Prestwood. I'm the president of the Ward 8 Democrats, and I'm also the former advisory neighborhood commissioner and chairman for ANC 8A right here in Ward 8. I'm here today to testify in support of a bill before this committee, 24-0352, the Players Lounge Tax Exemption Act of 2021. As said before, this measure, if enacted, would provide real property tax exemption for Players Lounge, also known as Georgina's Restaurant, located at 2737 Martin Luther King Jr. Avenue in Southeast. I want to closely align myself with the comments from Brenda Richardson and from Sandra Seegers already. Georgina's has played a pivotal role in the Congress Heights community of Ward 8 for 50 years. And in this time, they have provided a respite for area residents who had no other sit-down restaurant or entertainment options in the ward due to years of economic neglect and disinvestment by public and private sectors. As you can imagine, small businesses, especially minority-owned ones, struggled mightily during the height of the COVID-19 pandemic. And sadly, a good number of them couldn't hold on. They didn't make it. If it weren't for some tough choices by Georgina's ownership, they would have also suffered the same fate. It would have been yet another blow to a small Black business in the ward and in the broader community that continues to struggle with economic despair and violence. You know, the Washington City paper once called Players Lounge, or Georgina's, Ward 8's living room, and they were right. On any given day, you'll find a celebration for a birthday, an anniversary party, a retirement party, a repast, or a meet and greet like the ones that the Ward 8 Democrats hosted there 2 months ago for voters. Even if you were not on the guest list, you were if you dropped by. And this is in addition to their iconic karaoke nights, which I've participated in a time or two. In fact, this is how I was introduced to Georgina's. I was invited to a karaoke party back in the day. And I remember stepping into what was a throwback to the 70s with orange and brown booths, wood paneled walls, and lacquered bar tops. A throwback or not, though, I was quickly embraced by the charm and warmth of the patrons. The soul food rivaled my grandmother's, I hate to say. And well, the drinks were great too. And who was the star attraction in the room? It was none other than the late Mayor for Life and former Ward 8 Council Member Marion Barry. It was like that old TV show Cheers. You know, the one where everybody knows your name. Except this isn't a TV show on a Hollywood set. It's right here in DC, right here in Ward 8. And soon everyone there came to know my name as well. Owners Steve and Georgina, yes, you see them there. And that's why we call it Georgina's. It's named after Steve's queen, Georgina. Rarely, if ever, they charge a fee to use the space. And if you need catering, as organizations like mine and others often do, they work with your budget. So that's the type of establishment the district is supporting with this bill, a place that is intricately woven into the fabric of the community, a place that provides a respite for residents, a place that offers good times, good food, and yes, good drinks. And it's a place where everyone knows your name or soon will. Thank you for this opportunity to offer comments on Bill 24-0352, the Players Lounge Tax Exemption Act of 2021. I and my organization fully support this legislation, and we ask that the committee move forward on it without delay. And I'm happy to answer any questions you might have.
And thank you for your testimony.
And if we can get a tax break, it would help us keep it. And that's the only way that we can stay here. Because if we would have to pay the market rent in the area like this, we would not survive. So thank you very much. And I hope that you could help us out.
And I appreciate you both joining us this morning. I do have a couple of questions. Let me ask questions of Troy Prestwood, Brenda Richardson, Sandra Seegers, Teresa Smith, anybody who wants to answer very briefly. What would it mean to the community, both I think Ward 8, but also to the district more broadly, if the Players Lounge would have to close its doors.
Councilmember, very quickly, I was just going to say that I mentioned earlier that the Washington City paper once called Georgina's Ward 8's living room. And if we were to lose Georgina's, it would be like losing the living room. So that it would be that type of devastating. The song says, you know, a house is not a home, right? It would be literally it would be a house, but it wouldn't be a home. And so it would be devastating to the Ward 8 community to lose Georgina's if they were to close.
I appreciate the analogy.